What's up, you guys? So, today I will finally bring up the topic of workplace and the dynamics based on which genders and sexes and personalities and all that are involved. And basically, my question is, would more men actually like to work with women? And what I mean by that question is, let's take male dominated fields, okay? Let's pick construction because that seems to be the most popular one that comes up every time this conversation is brought up. And what I want to ask is, when you hear that there's this push for more integration, more diversity, and stuff like that, especially including more women in fields that have been dominated by males, do the males who already dominate that field actually legit crave and are looking for and want more women to be invested and involved in the field? And the reason I ask that is because, there's this movement and push of trying to get more women to be inspired to pursue careers like this, like in the sciences and stuff. And I'm like, well, say that we decided to favor more women to fill in these roles. Do the men actually want that? And the reason I ask that is because there is stuff that men clearly, no matter what, whether we like it or not, they will excel at some stuff more than women. It's just the way things are. I'm not saying women do not have the capacity to learn, but we cannot expect for the outcome to be consistent. Like, if you ask me to do heavy duty stuff, I am pretty sure that I will give out at a considerably faster rate than the average male. And that's perfectly fine because that's the way that nature designed me, and I don't have a problem with that. So, that's why I feel compelled to ask this question. Would you want someone in your team who potentially will hurt your team because of the way that this person is built, their physique, their capabilities? Because there's also the aspect of you can have them as managers. Well, for me personally, I don't know any woman in my close circle that definitely excels at talking about how to build things up, say construction projects, how to build roads, how to fix them, whatever it is, any field that is male dominated. I never hear that conversation. So the logical conclusion is that it is something that we are not being exposed to from an early age. It's not something that is even expected of us. So for us to be suddenly be integrating ourselves into a field where we have not really been exposed to, I think that's asking for disaster. But anyways, that's just my opinion, my ignorant opinion, if you will, because I've never looked into this, I have never tried this, I have never had this conversation before. But I thought that I would put the question out there and see where you guys stand on this, what you guys think. But me personally, things have worked just fine the way they are. So, why are you going to try to force people who this is not regularly what they do? Why are you trying to force them into this? See what I mean? Like, our highways have been built, and we did not need for women to be super involved in it. So, suddenly, to be trying to push for that, what difference would it make? How would it improve the landscaping of the construction field, if that makes sense? So basically, why try to fix something that ain't broke? How is it that implementing these candidates is going to make a difference? How is it going to enhance it? But if there are women who are genuinely interested and they prove that they can do the job, fine, give them the job. But in the grand scheme of things, is this what men are thinking about? Like, ah, good lord, if only we had a woman in this team, this stuff could be done a little more efficiently. No, they don't say that because they are trained. They know what they're doing. They're designed it is. So to suddenly bring a woman on board, I feel like that may hurt the team, depending on which field it is, of course. But again, that's just my opinion. I'm not really well informed in this at all, and that's why I bring it up because this is my opportunity to learn. But anyways, I thought that I would just put this out there. And I have one person who already says no, and Garuda says hi. And to Garuda, I say hi. And to the guy who says no, I understand why you would say no, or at least I can try to like deduce why that is. But, anyways, I thought I would put that out there and just ask anyone who may be more capable than me on that matter. And since I already concluded that rambling, I wrote down some more things that I wanted to just randomly mention in the stream while I'm here. And that is, a couple of days ago, I had a thought about how I just do not know how to talk to children, which is kind of weird because I see them a lot. I see customers who come in with their kids and they're always talking to them and stuff. And I'm like, I haven't spoken to a child ever since I was a child. So it's kind of weird to me that I just don't know how to handle that conversation. And then another random thought I had was assigned seats. When I was in school, of course, we all had assigned seats, and I'm pretty sure that everyone at some point had their assigned seats. And to me, that just stinks so much. And it's not because I was a social person and I wanted to sit next to my buddies or something, but it was more of a, you know, why is this even a thing? Why do you have to force someone to just pick their seats? So it's just odd for me. I just don't find it very productive at all. I find that as inconvenient, especially when if you're arranged by alphabetical order, sometimes I would have the misfortune of being seated in the very back and then I cannot see because I'm severely nearsighted. But then other times I could be sitting behind a guy who is just freaking the space station. Like he is incredibly tall. And it's like, no, why are you in front of me? I should not have to be like twisting my neck to be able to see the board. So I just thought I would mention that just in case any of you guys can relate. So let me see what you're saying. I work in a majority female environment with a majority female leadership. I'm just fine. I prefer to work with males. I've been working since I was 12, and from my experience, girls were the most dramatic to work with. And you know what? Drama is a trait that defines females. I'm not even going to debate that. I have been there. Like in school, drama came from girls mostly. And don't get me wrong, guys can start up drama too, but I'm just saying that women tend to breathe more of that on average, at least in my experience. Because of maybe my school district and my socioeconomic status. Maybe that's where most people who are like that come from. But I think gossip is a thing of all social hierarchies. So I'm not even going to just stamp that as that's officially the reason why women tend to be dramatic. But honestly, when there is drama, your productivity is affected. So that's really what I'm worried about. How do you handle that? Is that something that you want in your team? So, so yeah. Um, the only majority female work environment that I liked was healthcare. Depends on the environment. I've worked with 20 women at a school, brutal gossip, sexual harassment, rumors. Oh my God. If you are a teacher, actually, I can understand and imagine why that would be a thing. Because honestly, I started to have male teachers once I moved into my last school district. But to be honest, it was more during my high school years, during my more younger years, like middle school. I only had two male teachers during my middle school experience. No, that's a lie. I had four. That's it. And yeah, that made a big difference. Being taught by a male teacher versus being taught by a female teacher, being taught by a female teacher. There is a difference. Agreed, healthcare tends to be more professional overall. But in case you guys who are just arriving into the stream are wondering, To clarify what my question is, I was asking if more men would actually, what is wrong with me? If more men would actually like to work with women more in male dominated fields, such as construction and some sciences and all that. And I bring that up because, of course, there's the agenda of inspire girls to be working in fields where they used to not be present much anymore. And then I am trying to study what the possible repercussions could be of that. Because the example that I tried to bring up was when the highways were being built. Did anyone ever say, wow, God, Lee, having a woman here would really make a difference to get this project done more efficiently? So, just to give you guys somewhere to pick and expand, that's what we're going for in this topic. I would never be a teacher that is drama central. I do substitute teaching on the side, and I hear all the women gossiping. As a sub, I get to stay out of the drama. Yeah, that's true. Because as a substitute teacher, you're not really, you don't belong to any specific school. You belong to the county, and they put you wherever you're needed. Um, I do talk to my wife all the time about some of the things this these women do though. They just walk up to me and massage my neck and back, have a very sexually charged conversations. I tell my wife that if this happened the other way around, I would have HR called on me all the time. Coming from a man, no, especially if they're deemed as attractive. That too. See, when you put males and females together, no matter what, somewhere, sometime, at some point, stuff is going to get out of control because we are, as adults, we are thinking about reproduction. So at some point, I can imagine that it'll be inevitable before affairs start happening, and the affairs usually impact productivity and performance. So why risk that? Just why? And like I said a moment ago, if a field ain't broke, why are you trying to like fix it? See what I mean? Even better with my substitute teaching job, I get to choose my own assignments all over the state. So if there's a school I don't like, I just never go there again. That's interesting. I never knew into that. Gotta go back and bye. Well, I'll see you later. But yeah, it's, what can I say? In some fields, I guess it's appropriate to have these sexes come together, but on other fields, I just don't see how that'll be an enhancement. And I'm sorry, but there are times in which I feel like female leadership was inappropriate because, say, you're only making financial decisions and putting staff around and trying to give orders, but how can you give orders on a field that you do not understand? And the reason you got the job is because you had a connection or because affirmative action worked for you, or just because they're trying to make the workplace more diverse and give women more opportunities despite not having the merit. See what I mean? But, anyways, this is a fun topic to explore. The young married women are the worst. They turn the office into a club company. It's closed source for teachers. I guess when it comes to married people, I have barely been exposed to any young people who are married, but honestly, let's see. Wow, all the women who I have worked with actually have gotten a divorce before. Um, yeah, yeah, actually, yeah. Like, I can tell you of five who have actually been divorced. I don't know the circumstances or the reasons for that, but I just know that it doesn't seem like anyone's relationship at my job has lasted that long. And anytime I would bring up my relationship and the fact that it had been 2, 3, 4 years, people were like, what? Y'all have been together for such a long time? How do you do it? And I'm like, how do you not do it? Why can you ladies not hang on to a man. Like, what are you doing? See what I mean? But then again, the way I manifest is different. I'm not very outgoing. I'm not very social. I wonder if I had a greater social life, would that affect my relationships? Like other people being nosy, other people just coming up with gossip that maybe may reach the ears of my man, and my man may choose to believe them, and then for some reason he doesn't tell me about it, and then during an argument he brings it up and I tell him, what the fuck, why are you doing that, why didn't you tell me? Like that's the problem with gossip. There's always someone who's going to try to get involved in your personal life, and that's why I absolutely spray my repellent for social activities, and I'm like, no, I don't know your intentions. You also have a reputation of being someone who like sleeps around, so I'm not interested in having a friendship with you. I do not see what we can have in common, what can bring us together. Just stay away from me because I don't think I need your life advice. I like to be surrounded by good influences. See what I mean? So I understand what you guys mean about workplace drama coming from women. I get it. I have seen it. I have heard about it. And I want no part in it. So I can understand why men, what I get from men is that when you are focused on your job, you are focused, period. So to have something missing with your flow, I can see how you would have a strong dislike for that. And you have a right to. You have a right to, as someone who's focused. Agreed. Well, the young married ones or the really old miserable ones that have been there forever. Oh my God, yes, yes. The folks who have seniority at a job. It's like you have seen generations of workers come and go, and maybe you yourself had a part in something, and then you're just there and you're talking about everything and everyone's history, and just, oh, that's a god awful situation to be in, god awful experience. They talk about their relationships too much. That's why they don't last. That's true. That's true. I always wonder why some people are way too graphic and descriptive about what goes on in their relationships. And the worst part of it is that if I'm around, because I don't talk much, they will ask me, hey, what goes on between you and so and so? What do you do with so and so? When are you and so going in your next date? And I'm like, why do you care? When did I ask you, what are you doing this weekend? What are you doing on Friday night? Where are you going for Christmas or something? I never ask you. Stay away from my business. If you have known me for years and I have never brought it up, what makes you think I'm going to start talking about it now? How about if you worry about your own relationship? But at the same time, I feel like the reason that happens is because it seems like women have a habit of trying to compete against other women and trying to compare their experiences to other women's. Like, my man does this and that for me. Oh my god, like, why are you still with that guy? Do you think I would tolerate him if he doesn't buy me a manicure by Thursday or give me money for it? I am so going to be pissed at him, and I am so going to look for someone else. Like, like why? It's like you look at your man like he's your second or third bank account. Like, have some respect. Get to know the guy, know stuff about him. But this is such a, like, a whole environment. And I don't correspond here. I'm so uncomfortable and disturbed by these conversations. But yeah, don't ask me about my damn relationship details. I am not talking. I am not telling you about it. Shut the fuck up. Oh man. Most women are miserable. Most men are becoming increasingly miserable in this society. You know what? I can believe that. When you guys express that, I can believe it. Because, I mean, think about it. What I just expressed. You think that your lady is taking her time to get dolled up and prepped for you, and all she is doing is trying to beat someone at who wears the most expensive boots. or the most expensive jacket, or who goes on more trips and how far, and or even the number of guys that they get to have on the side and they don't tell their guys about it. Like, how many people have you not known who tell you, it turns out that my girl has been seeing other people the whole time she's been with me. Like, it has happened to pretty much everyone I know. That's pretty alarming. There's absolutely zero respect. Like, yeah, this to me is just, yeah, oh, it's awful. It's crazy that we live in a society like that. You are right. The less people that are in your relationship, the better. Yeah, a relationship is of two people. It only concerns the two people involved. Three people is too much. Even my cat gets in the way of my relationship sometimes. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, like no, your relationship is between the two of you who are involved. Period. Women should have a strict dress code at the office. I've seen too many booties in leggings and tight jeans on casual Fridays. Yeah, when it comes to dress code, again, I feel like back in the day, this stuff was figured out. You could wear uniforms, you had your suits that you had to wear and whatnot. But suddenly, modern times became more and more flexible about that. And then people started taking advantage of that. It's like, oh, okay, there's no longer a dress code. So how about if I show off? And then the women wonder why they get disrespected over the way that they look and dress. I'm like, okay, if you dress in a manner that promotes promiscuity, of course you're going to be treated like you're a slut. But if you present yourself like someone who is serious and professional and all covered up, the nonverbal message that you are sending is I come here to focus, I come here to work, shoo. But trust me, nobody is going to mess with you if you look like a freaking potato. But if you're looking all like for Halloween, the so-called sexy costumes, if you look like that, ain't nobody going to respect you. So it's wrong that people disrespect you and abuse you if that happens, but how about if you don't give people the means to your destruction? Don't show skin, don't show ass, don't show cleavage. It's not difficult. But anyways, yeah, that pushes my button. It really pushes my buttons. I was the only male in a group. We were told to come up with a production company and pitch an idea to an executive. Actually worked in TV. We came second by a hair apparently, so I'm not opposed to it. I guess in a creative field such as theater and producing movies and all that, that's fine. But in a more dominated field, like say construction and certain sciences, I can see how that's a problem. I can see how stuff just would never get done. Let's see. Men do not want to work with women because of false rape allegations can be made. Men don't want to take that chance because even if proven innocent, their lives are ruined. Oh my God, yes. We have discussed this before, but while we're at it, we will discuss it again. How can the Me Too movement be pushing this thing of, you gotta speak up, speak your truth? Do you find that statement disturbing, guys? Your truth? What the fuck? Yes, we are asking for evidence. We want you to prove that you were messed with before because too many times have we had people who fake this and they get their compensations and someone else has their life ruined and suffers because they did nothing. That's not fair. So don't be mad that we're asking for stuff to be done in a fair and just way. Of course, if you're really a victim of something, anything, the first thing you do is you air about it, you vent about it, you tell the whole world about it. You want to tell everyone that so and so is a motherfucking asshole and they need to take care of themselves from him or from that person. You will tell your mom, your sisters, your friends, your best friends, your boss, your colleague, your doctor. You will tell every fucking body, and every fucking body will see the bruises or they will see the stretch marks on you or whatever the hell. You will take your ass to the hospital and get all examined so that the evidence can be preserved, and you talk about it immediately. You don't wait decades to come out and talk about something. You do it immediately. The trauma is there. You feel awful. You want to overcome that. You want all the support in the world, and you know that you are a woman, and when you're a woman and you have problems, all you have to do is open your mouth, and assistance and aid just comes to you. It flies to you. It like falls along with the raindrops from the sky. So to me, to have this system to where the woman is automatically believed and favored, no, you're not a saint. Women can do wrong, and it can be atrocious too. So, no, we should not have any more mercy on them. What more do you want? Like, there is a system established to where you can screw somebody over and you get not penalized for it. You may get a slap on the wrist and that's it. No, shut up. You're not struggling. But yeah, that stuff pushes my buttons. So if men are deciding to not make a lot of moves, not date, not collaborate much with women, I understand. You have a lot to lose. You have your whole fucking life to lose, as you know it. So, yeah, I'm going to be mad at the women who lie. I'm not going to justify your truth. The truth is the truth, no matter what. But if you call it your truth, you are modifying it. Why are you modifying it? What do you have to gain? Money? Attention? Status? And then you want to be respected. You want to be treated like a lady. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to earn that shit the right way. So, anyways, that really pushes my buttons and I start ranting. So, I hope you guys don't mind me, but I'm just tired of the bullshit and I like to call it out. Um, yeah, they talked a lot sometimes about their relationships. I didn't mind it. Stuff was getting done, to be honest. They were good at the stuff I wasn't, so I was just glad to be covered there. Having someone on the side is not having someone on the side. It's called cheating, exactly. Especially with Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh! Kavanaugh! Let's not talk about Kavanaugh. Now we're gonna talk about Kavanaugh. I'm not saying he did it or not, but you heard people saying believe the women even if she has no evidence. If that becomes a thing, men become guilty until proven innocent. Until proven innocent. I think that's what you meant. It was revealed that Miss Ford lied on Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh! Kavanaugh! I work with 5 women on the daily and it's totally fine. However, it does require an auditory filter. Imagine if they sold that. Ah, excuse me. I arrived at work, so let me put in my auditory filter so that I can function at my job. That would be hilarious. I know a woman that works in construction. She loves her job, and she told me she's seen as one of the guys, and new people try to act polite around her, but soon find out there's no need. See, if it's a lady like that, then cool, great. She can handle it. She can handle that job atmosphere. But realistically, not every case is going to be like that, and especially the women who for some reason demand a better pay when you're doing nothing. It's like, no, you have to earn that stuff just like everyone else. You have to work your way up the ladder. You cannot just demand something just because of a pair and your bottoms. Just it doesn't work like that. So, see, like I always say, I'm not trying to generalize and say that every woman out there has ill intent whenever they go into like men's spaces. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there who are just broke bitches and they're trying to find somebody who they can fish and get rid of their problems. Unfortunately, that's the truth. You know that your femaleness is going to do wonders for you, so you take advantage of it. And I mean, I guess that's our fault. We have allowed for this to spin out of control, and fixing disaster is more difficult than preventing it. But who woulda thunk it? See what I mean? Let's see. Well, she didn't lie. It was the third one from California, so it would depend on the woman, I guess. Yeah, it definitely depends on the woman. In the same manner that no, not every guy out there is a saint. There are guys out there who are players. And we gotta call them out too. There are guys out there who do indeed do terrible stuff to women who don't even deserve it. And they need to be called out too. Basically, both sides of the species have their good stuff, but also their bad stuff. So whenever bad stuff genuinely truly happens, we need to act on it so that we can protect other potential victims from suffering from that. Just be proactive about that type of thing. In my opinion, the whole third wave feminism is trying to deprive men of their voice and opinions. Mansplaining! White knight, you are not going to mansplain nothing to me. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, isn't that amazing too? Like, if something comes from a guy, it's like the women suddenly have less respect for the source of information. Like, what? That's not what you said when you sat your ass in that car and you drove to the club. No, you enjoyed the fact that you did not have to walk on your heels from your house to the club. Who do you have to thank for that again? Like, see what I mean? When did we turn on each other? And why? Why are we thinking that men are the enemy? That, okay, men are the enemy of women and women are the enemy of men. Like, when did that happen? Why? Just why? That's all these talks, it almost sounds like that. But, but anyways, like you guys know, I'm kind of shy, so I really don't put myself out there. But when I go on social media, it just looks, it's a whole clusterfuck. And I'm just, it gives me content, which, not that I needed ideas anyway, but it's crazy. I don't think this is what my grandparents had to worry about. See what I mean? I love your ranting, though. You deserve more subs. Well, if that's the case, they will come with time. But not that you mentioned subs, it never really offends me when people point out that I don't get that many views or I don't have that many subs. Just remember that I do this because I love to do it. I find it entertaining. I get to meet people, hang out with people, talk to you guys, learn things, but it doesn't offend me that I'm underperforming as a channel. Like, whatever. Those who care, those who truly enjoy me are here. Those are the ones I'm concerned with. The others shall come with time. But I don't want for someone to just become loyal to me just because reasons. You are here because you genuinely want to be here and be with me. So, you know. But I appreciate that you have a high regard for me to where you think that I deserve to be YouTube famous. No, I'm just playing. That I deserve more subs. Um, oh, and while we're talking about jobs, another thing that I thought about was how these days, when you try to apply for a job, they are looking for character traits. So, yeah, character traits being sought after while hiring. What? For you guys who are significantly older than me, or just more experienced than me, and you have had multiple jobs in your life, has that always been a thing? Have job listings always included details like you need to be perseverant, you need to be on time, you need to be able to handle stress, you need to be organized? Because when I think of skills, what comes to mind is can solve a Rubik's Cube in a minute, can type 85 words per minute, can draw poster sized images. Like more things that you can actually feel and touch and observe, which, I mean, behaviors and character traits are too. Like leadership, that's important. But when I hear the word skills, that's automatically what I think of. Like, can swim for however many miles without fatiguing and stuff. You know, has that always been a thing? Because to me, I would expect that in a job, when you arrive at a job, all of that stuff is implied. You don't need to tell me that I need to be on time. You don't need to tell me that I need to have leadership traits. You don't need to tell me that I need to be patient and organized and all that. So, why do jobs have to mention that? I mean, I know why, because clearly people have not been fulfilling that But has that always been a thing? You guys let me know. Perseverance, that sounds like a soft skill. Soft skill. Exactly. That's what I mean. There's the skills that can be perceived and really have value, such as, for instance, if you get your degree and you get a job and you get a degree on something that's, what can I say, very complex, something that requires the understanding of mathematics. Mathematics is a skill, language is a skill. So, why is it that character traits are being mentioned? Or does that only happen in my freaking town? Because I feel like every job posting that I have seen that's local includes that mess. So that's why I ask. I'm just curious. The job market is getting even more convoluted now with the whole racial diversity quotas. It's almost like soft racism. I mean, I'm not even going to debate that. It's true. I've seen it. We're observing it. People had more character back in the days. Now people are just lifeless drones on average, so those job questions are very legitimate. You know what? Good point. Because in the past, did I stream about this or is it pending? I don't even know. But I feel like I talked about how I think that most people are freaking zombies. In relationships, people can be zombies. In the job, people can be zombies. When you're with your family, you can be a zombie. It's like that lifelessness. You use the keyword there, lifeless. I know exactly what you mean. There's a lot of people who I'm like, you're doing the bare minimum and you are complaining. Why? And you're the very person who asks me for extra hours. Like, oh, Zam, can I pick up some of your hours? Like, no, I'm not lazy. I want to work. I need money. I need my hours. And when I give you my hours, you're trying to call out or you're trying to tell me that something came up and you can no longer work. So you want to give me my hours back. Why are you not committed? Like, what is wrong with you? Why can you not be there on time? I don't get it. It's not difficult. All you have to do is show up, and when you're there, we guide you through the stuff that needs to get done in the department. It is not difficult. We're not asking you to try to push boulders with your bare hands. We're not. We're just working with groceries. How difficult does that get? Good Lord. There are still companies and employers that are racist and sexist. Oh, definitely. Like, that is something that I don't think at any point in history that stuff is going to really end. Because, I mean, the behavior is learned, and someone out there is teaching it to their offspring right now. So, there's really no way to truly get rid of that, especially not in a, what can I say, ethical way. There has been disasters in history that took place. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, that's it on my end. I really don't have anything else that I thought about mentioning or talking about or that I need to add right now. So, yeah, I think I'll bail on you guys now. I think I've talked enough. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for tuning in and for sharing your thoughts. Like always, I really appreciate it. I've read that many employers are not hiring women based on the Me Too crisis. I think that's an exception to sexism. Hmm, that's interesting. It would be a matter of time before that starts to trend, unless it hasn't already. Like, how dare you not hire women? That is terrible. But at the same time, I think people should get hired based on meritocracy. I think everyone agrees with that, but everyone except those who have the so called agenda that we keep hearing about on modern days. But I don't know, you guys, just keep doing what you're doing. Do whatever it is that you do it with pride. When you go to a job, even if you hate it, even if it's boring, even if it sucks the life out of you, just do it with pride. Don't be the person that people talk shit about behind your back just because you're a lazy person or just complain a lot. Just don't be that person. Do your best, do what you can and whatever. But That's the way I conduct my life, and maybe that's why I seem to have a high tolerance about what I do and why I'm not sitting here making a video every day about how frustrating my day is. There's a lot of stuff that could get to me, but I just don't let it, because I'm much better than that. Not to be a diva, but yeah, on the grand scheme of things, there is stuff that could really mess up my mood, but work sure ain't it. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.